Well, welcome. I'm glad you came today. We are going to go over the Appreciative Advising process with you all today, and you're going to have some takeaways. So this is going to be very interactive, and you're going to walk away with some goal setting of your own and a lot of little release. So we hope you'll enjoy it very much. So right now, I'm going to be presenting today, and Tori will be joining us. She's teaching right now, so she'll be here in a little bit. But with Dominique, Tori, Jodie, and myself, and just so you know, we have all been trained and or will be attending training for Appreciative Advising. I went to the Appreciative Advising Institute training last July down in Florida, and Jodie, Dom, Tori, and Mark are going to be going this July. So, and Jodie's already worked with Jennie as a graduate assistant, so there's a wealth of knowledge here, so we're happy to be able to share with you this. So what is appreciative advising? This is the academic definition: intentional collaborative practice of asking positive, open-ended questions that help students optimize their education experiences and achieve their dreams, goals, and potentials. So optimize is a key word, and basically what you're doing is helping a student understand the process of making decisions. So even when they leave us, they should still understand this process and be able to apply it, even when they're not around us. So we're teaching them, basically. Advising is teaching. Anything in there that you see? A little preview there. Don't worry. Why are we using this? Well, we are using this model because, again, we want to empower our students with the knowledge and skills for a lifetime. We want to increase completion of their retention, which is what our personal program is all about, and also the model works. That's it works. And here's just a little research from me. In fall 2006, UNCG brought back students who were on academic dismissal and asked them if they would voluntarily participate in appreciative advising. So those who participated, their ability to return the following semester was higher than those who did not, by a considerable amount. And then their GPA was considerably higher as well. So that one-on-one attention does make a difference. That relationship makes a difference. Also, the Bettinger and Baker study that informed the first enroll grant, which Dom and Tori are. Again, it focused on individual student coaching over 2 separate school years. And I won't go through the individual outcomes, but basically persistence increased. And so the main thing is on the bottom, overall retention and completion rates were greater than previous. And when they found this is persistent, so even when the students no longer were going through the coaching sessions, they still persisted. So there was something that worked very well there. All right. So what we're going to do today is just review the 6 phases. Before we go any further, I know you all know each other real quick and understand why we know we're talking about. Instead of talking stick, we know talking about. So I'm going to hand the frog to you. Say your name and why you came today, and then pass it on. You don't speak it.
Oh, I do want to.
You can speak it.
Thank you. I'm Pamela Jensen, and I wanted to be here because I always enjoy the opportunity of better advising.
I'm Dominique Benson with the nursing program, and I am here so that I can give the best that I have to give to my students.
I'm Cheryl Consumer Connor, I'll call it. And I'm here because I think I've identified my strength face-to-face within this model, and so I'm going to pay particular attention to the other 5 phases to see if I can, I need to do better in it.
Michael, and I'm here because I really appreciate structures that help us all achieve goals in our student systems. Offers that.
It's probably the names.
I'm sure I'll share your trouble with that.
I'm Tyler Cook, and I'm here because I believe that I have utilized the first 2 to 3 phases in my daily activities with students, and want to make sure that I incorporate everything so that their success is greater, their SSC.
I'm Melanie Barnes, and I wanted to come because I believe that I can learn to do a better job of working with students, and especially the students that typically seem to be our students in difficult situations, either academically or personally. So I can be as supportive to them and help have as successful an outcome for the student.
I'm Martin, and I wanted to come so that, because I think this model can definitely be applied to prospective college-going students and that phase that they're on.
I'm Jodie, and I'm here today to help teach as well as learn from all of you. Absolutely.
Oh, those are coming. You can choose your frog if you want to, but those are coming. So what we're going to ask at the end, as we go through the different phases, you'll see on the table in front of you a start-stop note sheet. And this is something that was offered during the Institute, and she was so at the end of each phase, when you go over it, we'll give you the opportunity to write down what you want to start doing, and what you might want to stop doing, and what you'd like to continue. So this will be your crib sheet as we go along. So we'll give you a chance, and we'll walk you through that. But this is one of your takeaways today. And also, we will not be having a break during this. So if at any time you do need to get up, feel free to just get up. So we'll get started. So Jodie is going to introduce us to the first phase, which is disarm.
All right, so disarm. It's all about first impressions. It's not my face. Oh, probably smiling. It's actually my favorite phase of the whole model because I feel like it's something that I do well with, I also struggle with, which I will get to later. But disarm is all about the first impression, creating a safe, welcoming environment. We don't do that, we're not going to open up and talk to us. They may not respect what we have to say. So it's really good and really important to create this safe space. So most of the time our spaces are office. So whose office looks like this? They are not here anymore, but I can name someone. Yeah. Or this. Oh, God. I feel like I'm that person too. So my kid works with me knows I'm a massive J on the Myers-Briggs, so that would just drive me crazy. As a student, I could not focus on what the advisor or faculty member would actually be talking about. It would just hurt my nerves. So, the thing to remember is this: when you are disarming your space as well as your approach, you're rolling out the red carpet for that student. It is all about them. And who's been to Disney World? All right, for you y'all. Everybody who's been knows it's very hospitable. It's all about you. They roll out the red carpet like this photo. So it's really important to encompass that, not only when you go out to greet your student with your handshake, just having that casual, what about this weather? It's crazy. It goes up and down, just breaking that ice, just so that they can get comfortable with you, know that you're a person, you're human too. But who here would like to share some ways they disarm students, like 3 key things that they do to disarm students already?
So when Susan calls me and says that I have a student, rather than having them walk to my office, which is something that we had them do to begin with, I have them wait for me, and I walk down, introduce myself, walk them to my office, say, how are you doing, how's your classes, how's the weather, whatever may be appropriate at that time. And then, I think all of you have been in my office, I've got the essential oils on, the salt rock lamp, the cool lights, the cool pictures, and usually we always have a discussion about something in my office that just breaks the ice. So by the time they're sitting down, we already have some sort of connection that makes me look human.
I can attest to Tyler's office. He inspired me behind my office decorating when I got here. So,
When a student comes to see a career counselor, they frequently will launch right into whatever problem comes. So I prefer to stop and get to know this person as they know themselves first. Usually provide that connection.
absolutely. So sometimes slowing the student down a little bit. Just, make sure y'all are driving the whole page as well before you really dive deep into the big stuff. Who else? Volunteers, something that they can focus on.
So I had an accent ball page. I think we all have accent balls. I picked a color that was nice and subtle, and I don't ever have my bright lights on. I usually just so the environment feels good here and there. I burn candles, and so it smells nice. And I send people to my family so they see that I'm somebody else, just personal, obviously.
Absolutely. Like, so again, showing them that you're human. You're also, not only are you all maybe parents or spouses, but you're daughters and you have your parents, or things that you're really passionate about, like your books and your cloth figurines, Tyler. So, things that show them a little bit about you. But before you ever really greet the student, you have to put on your cape. Which I have an awesome cape I've been dying to wear for this presentation for weeks. So, this is an expression I came up with when I was in grad school. I was about to be first year at USC, and I was getting trained on this model as an academic coach. Very similar to the UNCG study, it was meeting with those at-risk students. They had 2.0 or they're GPA, and they were assigned to come to me as an academic coach to kind of be their make it or break it person on if they're going to continue their education. I was 22 years old, I'm like, that's a lot of pressure. So naturally, I'm actually a very shy person. When I was a little girl in elementary school, my parents sent me to the guidance counselors. I just did not talk. Not to them, not to my peers, not to teachers. I was very shy, very, very shy. So doing something like academic coaching and initiating conversation was a very hard thing for me to do. And so strangely, I started reflecting about high school, and I became a cheerleader. And in that moment, in my cheerleading days, I wasn't that shy person. I was a cheerleader. I was an entertainer of the crowd. I got the crowd involved. I was a leader on the team because I was in a different role. And I was in my cheerleading uniform role. So with academic coaching, I'm like, I just got to put on my cape. So this is an expression that I've coined since grad school days. Anytime I train people, I'm like, you got to put on your cape. So before you ever go greet a student, it's important to disarm yourself. Silence your phone, maybe not get distracted into social media if you can, or just to kind of get into your mindset of what are the things I really need to focus on in this appointment. So it's important to disarm yourself and be ready yourself before you're able to give yourself to that student. So put on your cape and then appreciative advising mindset like Jennie talks about. Something else that she talks about is future coding. That's what I like to say is your power save. Actually picked up my wristband before I came up here. So something that really inspires you is your internal motivator. So it's future coding for Jennie, which anybody can adopt. You can think of your nieces, nephews, daughters, sons, cousins. I think my little cousin Kyle is going to go to college, hopefully. My fingers crossed. So what's your power word or your power saying? So on your tables you have little capes that say star on them. They're kind of hidden for y'all right here. So you guys can decorate your very own cape, and you can write down a power saying. think we're going to move on to the next phase, but you can do this and keep it in your office to one, not only disarm the student, but also to remind yourself to put on your awesome cape and be a superhero that Cheryl's always encouraged us to be. So, I'm going to take this off now. So,
Yeah, can we take a minute
yeah.
or so to decorate? You can certainly do that, or write something down.
Laptops, smartphones, tablets.
There at the same time.
There's also some inspirational music while you decorate.
You would have around. All right, you have around.
So I know you guys are in prime decorating mode, but we will have to move on to your start, stop, continue with disarm. What do you want to start doing? What do you want to stop doing? What do you want to continue doing? Y'all can decorate in between all the
Sorry, can you repeat what you were saying?
So what do you want
Oh,
to
okay.
start doing in the disarm phase? What do you want to stop doing? What's something that you can really improve on? Maybe they're tied together with your start. And then something you want to continue doing that you're already doing right now.
You can't think of everything right now, it's a work in progress.
You're going to think, naturally, you're going to be thinking about this presentation. It always happens to me.
You got it.
So.
We're going to move on to phase 2, which is discover. And so we've got Fraser up here, and he's always asking, what's your story? We all meet with a student and we say, tell me about yourself. And they say, hey, I'm from Silva. I went to Smoky Mountain High School, and I'm at SEC, and now I'm transferred to Western. Okay, well, we've got a little bit of a storyline about you, but tell me about yourself. What are your passions? What are you proud of? What drives you? Who's behind you? So, a couple things that you want to remember during the discover phase is to ask open-ended questions, be authentic, and be respectful of people's cultural backgrounds and ethnicities. Also, some really, really important behaviors that you want to think about are, what are you doing with your body? Okay, so your posture, are you listening to the student completely? Who's listening? Who thinks they're a good listener? Okay, that's good. So, these are some interesting facts that I tell my ACA students, little tidbits that are very interesting. Okay, so us humans, we speak at a rate of 150 words per minute, but we hear a rate of 1,000 words per minute. That's like a lot of extra time, right? So what are we doing with that time? Guess what we're doing? Our minds are wandering, our eyes are wandering, and we're not listening. Okay? So again, who thinks they're a good listener? Okay, this is a test. I'm testing all of you. I am testing all of you right now. Okay? And if you've done this before, don't say anything. Okay, so we're gonna have a quick test. So we are all gonna say spot 5 times. Okay, we're gonna say it pretty fast. We're gonna go on 3. 1, 2, 3. Spot, 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 spot. What do you do with stop sign? Good, you're listening. I like that. That's great. That's great. Good listeners. Okay. Now we're going to spell out a few words. Okay, we're going to do this kind of fast. We're going to get progressively faster. We're going to start with roast, coast, and roast. Okay, are we ready? All right, here we go. Roast. R-O-A-S-T. Coast. C-O-A-S-T. Post. B-O-A-S-T. What do you put in toaster? Bread! Martin is a good listener. He gets an A.
I can handle this.
All right, so the point of that exercise is just, especially during the discover phase, so you've asked these open-ended questions, you're trying to get to know the student and really, really listen to them. And so the exercise just shows that we can always improve on our listening skills. Another interesting tidbit is that the average person needs 8.2 seconds to hear something and build an intelligent response, but the average person only spends 2.3 seconds for someone to respond, and then they start speaking back. So take those extra 8 seconds, count to 8 if you need to, and then respond. Listening is really the key component of the discover phase, because you're really trying to get to know that student on a deeper level. Dog is listening. Show your big ears.
Is that a dog?
That's it.
It's like a parrot.
To me, that's a dog. I mean,
Or something electronically created. I'm just curious, do people have challenges, or do you find that as a challenge? Listening, taking the time to step back. Or do you know?
Well, to me, the biggest challenge when I'm working with a student is I have to be looking up all the information. And so in my office, like, I try to turn to face the student when I talk to the student, but then my computer's here. And, I'll say, I'm listening, as I'm typing and jumping from screen to screen and trying to find the information. And it's, so I don't know if there's a better way to do that.
I think your body language probably shows that you are listening in your verbal cues. If you're saying I'm listening and your body language is still somewhat focused on the student, as opposed to what you say, kind of.
I think for me, if the information is fresh, and if I really have not heard of any of it, I can focus and listen. But I think in all of our lives, we're all connected in so many different ways that Tyler might want to come and tell me something about art. I heard a little bit of it from Jennie and maybe some from Pamela. And so people are coming to talk to me. I'm either saying, I already know where you're going with this. Like, we don't have to take the time to recreate the story, right? Or because I already have information, I'm already beginning to go to the design phase. It's like, let's fix it. So I know for me, if it's all new, I'm good. If it's not new,
very a natural way to be within appreciative advising because we all have our strengths and we all have our weaknesses within all of the phases, and some of them we're just naturally more versed in, or we are better at, or we tend to gravitate towards, just like the design phase Cheryl was speaking about.
I find the biggest challenge is I can listen, and if it's something that then they're asking for help or support on, that then after I've gotten pieces of information, I start to find the answer for them, and while that's happening, they start on something else, and I'm like, whoa! So then I go back to listening, and I'm like, look, do you remember what I was doing over here? Because there's half of a word typed on my screen, so I don't really know where I was. So that's my challenge, is figuring out how to like jot down something when they derail me so that I can come back and be focused on whatever their next issue is, so it doesn't get lost. I don't want them to lose that other thing that they have as a question.
If I'm often distracted on certain days or trying to multitask, so that we can find information for student, or they're talking about one day at a time, so one of the things that I try to do sometimes. This is I think it's a little bit of a disarming strategy that can be used throughout the session. Is I'll narrate what I'm doing. Right now we're trying to learn this or identify this set of things, or if I am with the computer, I'll use that pretty well on the office. So this is exactly what I'm doing. I'm listening to you all do this.
I can't listen when I'm doing that.
Well, the repetition that you're talking about, it's actually included in a lot of, you'll hear it in the other phases too. So again, as you're listening, but then repeating back to the student what you're hearing, and again, it's in more than one phase. So.
One problem that I see myself in, and I think Melody is guilty of it also, because we've had this discussion. We've had this discussion about needing to be more in the present, because I'm a planner, so when I hear certain keywords, I start thinking of the different ways that the conversation is going to go, the different actions that I may need to take, rather than just listening to their full thoughts before saying, okay, where do we go from here?
Well, and
Always in mission mode.
Yeah, and I think all of us in here, just what I know of everyone, like, we want to help students fix things. And sometimes we forget about the 8 seconds of listening because we're already in the design or the fix, I call it, kind of fix it. Okay, so you're not doing well in math. Okay, well, great, well, we've got 2, and so maybe we're losing a little bit of momentum because we're not taking those 8 seconds to listen instead of start fixing and designing. Which it's hard to do, it's human nature.
Well, I was just going to clarify that we've been talking about ways of being more present, which is how I knew that little detail.
I thought y'all were using the app. Yes, I think that's great.
Yeah.
They're using is it a meditation app? Yeah, meditation. Okay. And then if you want to go ahead and put something that we'd like to start doing during the discover phase, something maybe we'd like to stop doing, and then something we're currently doing and want to continue. definitions of each phase on the PowerPoint, but you do have a sheet that just kind of gives the short and sweet definition if you need to look back.
right, so just so you know, we're going to write down some of the questions that we've heard throughout that might not have been addressed directly, and we'll address those at the end, some ideas that we have. Both wanting. So dream. This is a fun phase. But when I was at the Institute, it was interesting because some advisors said this is their least favorite phase because it's so ambiguous. What am I doing? There's no concreteness after this. But before you can create something concrete, you've got to envision what you want to create. So this is kind of, there's some ambiguity here, but really you're helping us, it's very exciting because you're helping a student form a vision for themselves. And if they've never done that before, it can be a challenge if you're not used to dreaming for yourself and envisioning something big. So this is a very important stage, actually, it's crucial. So the other thing is, instead of concreteness, you're actually coming up with questions. Which is stupid. What questions do we need to ask before? So I'm a great advisor in college who said, what questions do we need to ask before we did anything else? So you come up with questions, and then you can get answers. So some questions you might ask. I'm not going to say which because I'm not going to ask teaser, just so you know. But what are your actions around this as an advisor? Well, as we said before, you're going to listen. And you're going to listen with purpose, which means your student might just be sharing something that they think isn't all that important, but you're going to start hearing keywords that you're going to fill out and say, tell me more about that. You said this 3 times exactly. They quite often they don't even know what you're saying until someone points it out. And so that's part of your job is to reflect that what the student may not hear from you. You also want to encourage the student to be open to possibilities, and a great way to do that is to reflect the openness of possibilities. We're communal creatures. We learn each other. If I see someone open to possibilities and it's okay, then I might try it myself. And then, I think this one's really important. Remind the student that there is more than one path to their goal. So let's say they want to do something they want with arts. Here is a lot of students don't know what they can do with art. They just know they want to draw. And then we get to open up all these doors to them of all the different ways that you can use art. And we're able to choose them to do stuff. So we're the wizards of the possibilities for them. It's an exciting place. So it needn't be an overwhelming experience about coming up with answers. You just come up with possibilities like that. And to go with what you said about Jodie, which you take whatever. I think about my father, who was a first-generation college student, and that he went from being out in a West Texas town going to Texas A&M University in Florida. That's a school of 15 graduates in high school. And he struggled. He wasn't academically prepared and he realized it. So he came to a community college. And he said, we had to get these grades to come back to A&M. But he had a vision of being a journalist. And he eventually made that. But he had to have people on where he could meet with him, but to kind of keep his eye on that vision. And so that's kind of what we do in the phase. Here's your dream. We're going to have to do. So that's what I keep in mind with students who come from areas who might be first generation and aren't used to dreaming big, to help them dream big and realize that they can. So before we can help others dream big, we have to be comfortable dreaming ourselves. So in this basket are some questions. Choose one, look at it, as I then pair and share. Turn to the person next to you and share your answer. Or not the candy. Mike's going for the candy. Share and pair. Yes, Reese. Okay. Reese.
Good.
Tori, I'll do what you do.
So you're really tired.
Romantic getaway package.
Well, mine's difficult because whenever I get I want to choose process. So, you know, I really like to feel that pretty much. So, I'm trying to think of something else.
Or just on the side, like that's how they
I want to be encouragement.
I think I want to be a princess or a Powerlessness. One of the girls I just love schools, right?
I was that came out of the house. You like to take her out, her outside.
She was the difference.
Yeah, you're out of it. You got me well, so thanks. There's a garbage, like, our business stinks, but it's big enough. What is your ideal future, and how does your current life reflect and support that future? I think ideally, I would like to continue supporting a bigger family and growing our family and working in higher ed and acting change through helping students. I don't know. Currently, I've been reflecting a lot on those things, what I want to do, how I want to go, kind of transition period. So I would say it reflects a lot. Because I've had to make so many decisions. Oh, really?
All right. So take a moment, we'll lock your start, stop, continue, and just write down those 3 things for the dream phase. What would you like to start doing with your students? What would you like to stop doing? You might not be able to stop doing. It's fine. What would you like to continue? Move on.
So the next phase following the dream phase is going to be design. How are we going to take those dreams and make them a reality? So what we want to think about when we're working with our students is we are helping them make these decisions. We are not making the decisions for them. So we want to co-create concrete, incremental, and achievable goals with our students, and with ourselves, because I really feel like the things of appreciative advising, we can apply them to our own lives as well. So we want to move the dreams from possible to closer to probable. So with that said, we're going to have a little bit of comic relief about how not to make decisions.
Can't decide which route to take to Vegas. Hey, you've traveled a lot, right?
Yeah, I've been around.
Okay, so which route should I take, the northern route or the southern route?
Ooh, if you take the northern route, there's a man in Illinois with a bearded beans.
Great, problem solved.
But on the southern route, there's a chicken that plays tic-tac-toe.
I'm back to square one.
Oh, I know a way that you can decide. All right, I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and you answer as quickly as you can.
Yes.
Wait. All right, here we go. Now, I want you to relax, take a deep breath, clear your mind. Which do you like better, peanut butter or egg whites?
Peanut butter.
Which would you rather be, a fireman or a swimmer?
A swimmer.
Who would you rather sleep with, Monica or Rachel?
Monica. Oh. I always thought you'd mention it.
I'm thinking. Try or Ascot?
Ascot.
North route or south route?
North route.
Bam, there you go.
Wow, that was incredible. Bearded bees, here I come. Hey.
This guy again.
Hey man, what's up? Not much. You guys want to see a movie tonight? Sure. What was it?
All right. So, the point of that comic relief is that when we're working with our students, they're not all comfortable making decisions. They might need some help. Okay, that's definitely how not to make decisions. So when we're teaching them how to make decisions, are we giving them appropriate feedback about what we think about their decisions? Are we conveying our opinions in a positive way? Because, we don't want to be dream killers, right? This is something that we want to make sure that they're making the decisions on their own, and they're really the ones that are bringing that dream into reality, and we are just co-creating it with them. So a couple of things to remember when you're in the dream phase is that we want to provide positive feedback and encouragement. We also want to use language that they understand. If we're talking about SAP and FAFSA, UGATSI, UTAG, who else is a few more that we can throw out there? Right, So when we're having these conversations with this internal language that we use on a day-to-day basis, we can't expect the students to understand completely our language. So when we're making their design, when they're designing their plan, their academic plan, it's something we just have to remember, and we call it the curse of knowledge. Also, you want to make appropriate referrals, because we all need a team, right? All of our students here need a team. It's not just me, and it's not just, they're going to go see Val or Tyler because they need financial aid. It's going to be career services, financial aid, their success coach, their advisor, their co-advisors, student support services. So, I mean, who wouldn't love a team, right?
Right.
Right.
Like their superhero success team, right? So y'all mentioned the song, but I mean, we all need a team, right? A superhero success team to help us reach our goals. I'm blinded by the light. I'm walking toward the light. Okay. Don't go to the light. Or go, not yet. That's not finished the section right now. Then I can go toward the light. But who do we think we might want to have on this team for our students as we're helping them create this land of funds and help them reach their goals? People in here. Yeah, the people in here. We definitely want to have people that students trust, right? People who are experts in their field. I know experts in financial aid. And these are people that the students are going to meet with and they're going to grab nuggets of information from each of these folks, right? So bring together. Superhero success team. There are a couple things that we need to keep in mind though, and that is, number one, the student is the CEO of this team, right? So they get to choose who moves on to the team and who moves off of the team. And a good example might be if you start with one major and then you switch to another, your original advisor will be on your success team, your success team, then they might slide off to the new advisor. The other thing is, the student is the one that ultimately deals with the consequences, right, of these plans, these decisions, so they are the sole decision maker. And in my mind, I think Donald Trump in the Apprentice format, right? He's sitting at the table, he's the CEO, our students are the CEO. So we thought it might be fun this afternoon to just take a few minutes and brainstorm about our superhero success team. We've got two options, because I thought we had no options, right? So you can, there's someone that's too, you're using these goldenrod sheets. Here they are, they're hidden under the candy bag. Appropriately set up. The way you can do is you can look at this two ways. One, you could create a template or a sample that you might use with students and put down all of the great folks, superheroes that we have, like we talked about, financial aid, LAC, and all of that good stuff. Or if you want to fill out your personal superhero list, that would be a great example to share with students. Who gives you support? Who encourages you? Who do you go to for help? Who needs help? So we're going to take just a couple of minutes to do that, okay? So I think I have some superheroes. We bring out our inner superheroes. We get the stance right though. I haven't got it right yet. Okay. I feel like I'm about to dance an Irish chick.
Smartphones, tablets.
Do you need warm a cake, Tori?
Do I need a cake?
Do you need warm a cake for your superhero?
I think I
There we go. There we go.
Thanks, Jodie. Oh, I like cake. Anybody can bring it. I know it's Monday.
There you go.
We'll take just a couple of minutes. I'll be quiet.
Faculty expert for discipline classes. I'm a generalist. I've got academic leader, like dean, or say sector advice on a whole area. And I've got institutional directors or leaders in different areas for operational advice. Because, process and operations for me within the institution where I work, they're the experts in that. And you need that to help those.
Oh, I love that. I love it. I love that you do your personal ones.
Personal?
Yeah. Well, you know. I'm more personal. Well, that's when they want to share.
Okay, Tori for Candy.
Yeah.
Cheryl's out.
She told me all
I go for it to get an extra cut of my stuff, which mine pops some candy.
I was just saying, I would love to have like some blank, because like when I'm talking to a student, like I said earlier, particularly the ones that have issues, and oftentimes need to go see career services, need to go see, the registrar or else, whatever. But to be able to customize it for each person and give them this as they leave my office, because otherwise it's just names in their head. So, sometimes I might walk them up to the front to get a business card or something, but I think it's so positive or encouraging, and then yet it would be personalized and specific to them.
And I'm thinking on the back of it, on our checklist that we do with our students, we have like where they need to go, but then we also have like a contact name and number. So we could put that on the back of it. So
Yeah, and
that
we could put these in the orientation packet.
the front could be cute, like this, but then the back, they could have that number. Do you think that would be that way?
Yeah,
The
right.
registry, if
Yeah.
they're always
Yeah.
numbers.
Well,
Yeah, we could do
And
that.
what I was saying, Cheryl, is like, there's, I don't know if you as much need the form in the orientation packet, but in orientation, introduce the idea to each student to, find your superhero team.
Well, we talked about have your go-to person, that's on the screen, but it just gives so much information that day. And we did something like this, and then you say, oh, Melanie's a financial aid. Karen or Bethany, that's my money. Yeah.
But given us blank forms,
No worry.
And I will say that being here just a little shy of 2 years now, this has probably been the most difficult thing for me as a program coordinator, is to know myself who to go to find out, what I need to give it to the student, much less to what they need. So I really think that is something that I see a real need for.
yeah, and maybe the newer faculty just never got that as they were brought on in terms of a clear picture of who we all are in all these departments.
Like, so there's that few people that, that I know that have really helped me along the way, so that, like, Client hears from me all the time. Cheryl used to hear from me quite often, until I kind of, learn the practice a little bit, so.
I think it's something we could ask for the new faculty orientation too. I mean, really, I think we all, I should be on this, it's not on this, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, because they do have limited exposure.
That's so true.
Here's the book, there's our office,
Well, especially for adjunct too.
Oh, they're wrapping me up. Okay, so we'll start.
Can I throw in?
Yes, sure.
I really like, and I don't know how that could be incorporated, but Matt used to have a list that used to say, like, here's who works in financial aid, and here's a picture, and then which group do they, and I think that really helps to have like a really concise piece with a photo. And I will tell you, I don't know how many times I've asked them to get that on the website, and they, for whatever reason, they say it can't be done. Like to put by Tyler's name, work study, scholarships, AUK, by sales, veterans, because they're importing what's on that page directly from the HR, and that's the reason, it's not, but, I think that would be very helpful for students and for faculty.
So maybe if you type in the search box, support study, my name would pop up along with everything that says work study. I think that's way to go.
Yeah, but,
I'll pass the frog.
Pass the frog. We could be passing the frog.
We're going to deliver now.
We'll never look at frogs the same way. I know, I'm sorry, he's trying, you know. Oh, so you deliver.
Here's all their food. I'll feed you.
So with the deliver phase, this is really where the rubber hits the road. You've created the roadmap, and now you're cutting the ink strings, and the students going off to actually act upon their dream. So it does feel like this sometimes. Is it going to bite me? We don't know. But again, what you've done is one would hope that you have empowered that student to see there are multiple ways to get to where they want to go. They're just following this path. They hit a roadblock, they know who to come back to, and they know there's a parallel plan. So you really don't have to worry about never getting there. It's just you might see just out a couple of different paths together. That's all. And have fun along the way. How cool is that? So the basic behaviors here are when you meet with a student, review what that student has already accomplished, what they need to do, and review what the student is going to do and review what you're going to do. So when I'm talking with students on the telephone, they've never met me, I may never meet them. That may be the only time I talk to them. But before I end up, if we both have a to-do list, I say, well, here's what you're going to do, here's what I'm going to do, I'm going to send you an email, and you can call me or email me if you have any questions. So then they know, oh, there's someone else working on this too. I'm not just having to do it all. So I can almost sense a sign of relief. And then I follow up like I said. So that's I think is really important. Establish a communication plan. Call me in a week. Put it on the calendar. Good. I will put it in my calendar if I promise to check the transcript first week. And I do. I call it on that week to check it out. So it builds trust in the institution and trust in the process. And then I think also helping the student identify the things that motivate them and keep them boosted along the way, because it's easy to fall back, right? I can't eat that cheese. Let's just eat it. What motivates them? What keeps them going? They forget. So it's again boosting, building trust, building camaraderie. That's what we're doing. So questions you can ask. What resources on campus? You know, a lot of these this is a cyclical process. You're going to constantly bring back to the student motivation. What are your resources? What motivates you? What have you already done well in a class that you might be able to transfer to a class you haven't done in? It's not that you can't pass classes. You just might pick up in one class, but you've done well in another. So clearly you can do well in this one. What did you do? What skills did you employ there? You can transfer over. Transferable skills within classes. So those are some of the things. Really, what we're helping the student create a new view of themselves. We already have a view of the student. It's like that secret language. We need to decode it further. I see this in you. Let's do it. So it's kind of exciting. But one of the things that is not uncommon in this space, because it is like you're standing in front of this huge ocean and you don't know how to get across, is, yes, procrastination, right? We'll take that first step. And all the reasons we can come up with not taking that first step, right? So, yes, Mark Twain, eat a live frog first thing in the morning and nothing worse will happen to you the rest of the day. It comes true. So we're going to show you, this is the kind of frog, I have to say, I found this video, this one particularly because Mr. Andrews Bakery back in Miami made these. My best friend Laura, this is daughter, this is what I had for my birthday. Those are cupcake frogs, and all that is frosting. So can you imagine 10 little girls eating that much frosting and running around?
Which basket is that in?
Mr. Andrews Bakery went out of business. So anyway, I had to find, because that is But we have a little video around procrastination.
Here's a little food thought. There's an old saying that says, if the first thing you do when you wake up each morning is eat the live phone, nothing worse can happen for the rest of the day. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that's a pretty safe assumption. Well, Brian Tracy said that your frog should be the most difficult task on your things to do list. The one you're most likely to procrastinate on. Because if you eat that first, it will give you energy and momentum for the rest of the day. But if you don't, you'll have to sit there alone while you do 100 unimportant things, or it can drain your energy, and you won't even know. William James, one of the founders of modern psychology, said this: procrastination is attitude's natural assassin. There's nothing so fatiguing as an uncompleted task. So, with that said, here's your assignment for the next 30 days. Take a look at your list. Circle the frog. Eat that first, and you'll thank us for it.
So procrastination actually drains your energy. Eating it, doing it, you don't want to do that now. And that will give you energy, I trust you. But not for
There's
very
an old
long.
saying that says,
There we go. Hopefully it's not going to start. So anyway, so that's the main takeaway to help students understand. Coco Chanel said, do the hard work first. You need a little jazz to it. But I think about that. I think about Coco Chanel when I don't want to do something. If she can do it, I can. Let me do this. I'm not looking for it. So helping students understand that is important. So I want us to move on. We're going to get tight on time. So go ahead and write down what you want to start, stop, and continue in this particular phase for your students. And think about the excuses your students give you and how you might be able to shift their perspective when they talk about procrastination. Because they will give it to you.
And remember, deliver is also about you and following through with what you say you'll do with students. So, I mean, if you're looking for something to start, stop, continue, maybe it's just starting with maybe follow up with students. That can be a challenge. You're finding your rhythm of when you're going to make the time in your weekly schedule to do that. That's just an example.
That's good. Thank you. Chime in.
We are going to move on to Don't Settle, which is the final phase in Appreciative Advising. Steve Jobs, for example, for someone who doesn't settle, it's like even if you're selling a new iPhone comes out every 2 years, it's crazy. But Don't Settle is all about raising that internal bar of expectations. Jennie said last spring when she was here to present, people don't rise to low expectations, they rise to high expectations. So I'm a story sharer because I've seen this all in my life as a student and I've seen it as a professional, so I like to share stories. But Don't Sell is a particular phase I remember when it happened to me. I was about to be a sophomore here, and Cheryl was my advisor, because I didn't know that. And we were having a conversation about scholarships and merit-based scholarships that I wanted to qualify for. And she was talking to me about the honors program. And I was like, Cheryl, I'm not smart enough for that. I don't know if you remember that, but I remember it to this day. But she was like, no, you are, and this is why. So she started showing me my GPA and why I would be qualified for this honors program. My whole life I've just been an average student. Why would I, do that extra? Or how am I capable of doing that extra amount? No one's ever pinpointed that out to me. So I reflect on that a lot whenever I talk about loan cell and how it can impact the student, because I remember that, and that was a long time ago, but it was also a changing moment, because if she wouldn't have done that, I may have not gone to grad school, I may not be in this profession. I mean, there's so many things that could have trickled out, and trickled because of that moment. But also as a professional, it's important for us, with this model to constantly raise our bar. So this is my third position using this model. I used it as an academic coach, as an advisor, and as a career counselor. I'm still trying to find my rhythm with it and trying to find how can I use this model to its best advantage for these students in these career counseling appointments. So it's okay if you're not perfect. You're not supposed to be perfect at this. It's supposed to be a work in progress, and you just keep pushing yourself on how can I be better every day, or challenging yourself to tackle the frog phase that you might be working with. So that's really important to remember with Loan-Cell is that, we're helping our students raise their bars. So you may first have to get to that one before you can constantly raise it again. Because if they don't meet that first initial bar, they're not going to want to strive for more. So it's an important part of Loan-Cell as well. So we are using Appreciative Advising Peak. So it's really important that we don't sell as advisors. Just to remind you all of this 3 student learning outcomes, we are helping them identify a career path through their essay. I like to tell students during the presentation that the essay is your dream that you're writing about. The 5-year plan is the design and the pathway you're going to take to reach the dream. So that's more the design phase. So these are resources to help you when you meet with them. I joke with students that the last one, students will implement their career plan and use it to inform course selection and achieve their success. I joke with them, it's on them. I was like, your advisor, your professors, all of us did our time as students, so the implementation's on you. And they never laugh. I'm like, but we're here as an institution to help you. And by doing that, we're going to be bringing these up and advising. So it's important to use these when you're meeting with students to assist you with appreciative advising. They are in the VISO, so we upload every single essay and 5-year plan to each student in the VISO. They're under documents. And we also share with students so they can access it. Also, advisors can access it. And then we also, as an office, sent an email to every single student saying, 1, these documents are in the VISO now. And 2, we want you to come see us, because even if you are in a good path and plan, come see us, because we're career services and we want to help you out. So knowing where those are at to help you in your advising sessions. So those documents are there to help you with this model, because it is a happy marriage between the two, between people and appreciative advising. And then, any questions on the study? Before we do the stop. Start selling.
Don't stop that minute. Regarding the plans, I have found in answering the non-cohort visa, awards, non-treatment, thank you, that I will see if there's a plan. And if I talk to the student, I can reference it. When I send them an email, I can say, I see that you want to go on to do X, Y, and Z. And then whatever else I say. But that way they know they're being watched. Whoa, okay, someone else knows about it. Whoa, And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it gives me, it helps me hold them accountable, which is part of raising the bar incrementally. They know that now we're holding it and we're going to go over it. So that's just an interesting way to use it that I found very helpful.
And we're holding our end of the bargain and the greater plan as an institution as well.
Sometimes just asking them, so how's that feel, or are you still looking for this goal? And the answer is yes, then you can go into the design phase with them again and on classes. But if the answer is no, you might identify a student who's settling and not making changes that they think they would prefer under Jodie or I.
Find out why.
Yes.
Right. I mean, as an advisor, for me, I would just read the plan and essay ahead of I would just say like, hey, I saw you took ACA this past fall, and you wrote an essay and created a 5-year plan. Tell me a little bit more about that, and what you came up with. Just so that you already know because you've done your homework and you read up on all the notes before you ever brought them into your office. But you're also giving them an opportunity to disclose to you what they talked about and build in that trust and rapport. But also, if it's changed, that's when they'll say, oh, well, talk more about it, I really don't want to do that. So it's also giving you an opportunity to just co-create another plan. Just because you don't want to get stuck on the, what do I use these plans and these resources, but then it messes up my flow because everybody has their own flow. But as an advisor, that's just how I would do it, is to read them before and then just mention that they wrote on this past fall and what they kind of discovered throughout that exercise.
If they're creating a new plan, can you upload that plan?
Absolutely.
Share it with them as well, and it'll say like, the new plan.
Yeah, you to these are just other advisors and us in career services.
And also they can notes.
We can take notes.
Change their plan.
More documentation, the better. Helping everybody, whether they're in the same office or not, just stay on the same page with each student's path.
It's really beneficial to you, the student that does want to do a change in major development. The sooner that they do that, it's going to save them time and writing and focusing back on their new goals. So I think that's been really helpful for me because there's some students that were in that ACA class the first day week, so it's into the semester, and they've already want to do a change in program, but it's just because we had that conversation that's brought on by the documents being here.
It is our hope to keep the students who do change their majors, to change their majors earlier, just having solid information. Because we ask them what is.
Well, it's not like within the first 30 hours, if everyone's at half the one which they graduate to be successful. But if it keeps circling the drain of undiscovered, unclear territory, they may not come back and they never continue their education. So, because I had a student this past week who was really stressed out. She was like, I have here on a path and push yourself. I'm like, well, if you have time, let's set a goal by the end of the fall, we know what we're going to do. Because she only had 13 hours, so she had at least another semester's worth before the 30-hour magic mark. But we just changed from AS to the A degree. She was so much better, but we also narrowed down to like major groups of what she can investigate before she comes back to see me. But sometimes just kind of setting that deadline with them, just assuring them like, one, it's normal to change your major 3 times, and 2, who knows what they want when you're 19, so perfect disclosure. I didn't know what I wanted when I was 19. None of us probably did, right? So disclosing and helping them know it's normal and it's okay, it's all going to be okay, and just building that trust more so with helping them. Good.
Let's take just a quick moment, write down anything you want to. Come on.
I'm a little stressed right now. Just turn around and be quietly. You better feel like this at the end of the day. We're going, we're doing, we're giving, right? It's really important that we take time to take care of ourselves, right? Because we can't take care of others. We don't take care of ourselves. So long ago, back when people still read magazines, I learned about this idea of a tree jar. And the point of it is, in here are things that I can do an hour or less that bring me great happiness and great joy. If you look on the screen, there are a few of those things. If you know me at all, you know that eating chocolate brings me tremendous happiness, right? So that's on there. Or I love to spend time outside riding my bike. Of course, exercise helps us de-stress, right? Being outside in nature is amazing for that as well. Spending some time with friends, drinking coffee, making anything a little bit sometimes. Online shopping is one of my personal favorites as well. And, really, I was just talking about this with my students in my class. I like to put it in the cart. I don't necessarily make the sale. Does anybody else do that? And then I like to see, I play this game where I like to see how long they'll let it stay in my cart. Like tonight I'm going to go home and see TJ Maxx still has my stamp in my cart. Maybe that's a sign from above that I need something special. But anyway, and the last one on my list is to call home, call my home. We learn all kinds of things. Sessions, right? Yeah,
She's not really shopping. She's
I'm
just
so shopping. My wallet is very happy.
But I've heard the longer you leave your car, the more likely you are to get
I
a
heard there's
discount
a
off.
discount, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Get a
I'm
30
still waiting, TJ Maxx.
I'm putting everything in the car. I'm gonna become a carter.
I'm still waiting, TJ Maxx. Oh, baby, I need a size. The last one on my list is to call home, because my mom's like my biggest cheerleader. I like to become her biggest cheerleader. So anyway, those are some other things are in here. And I have this on my desk at home. So when I get home last night, I'm not reaching in, pulling out. Let's see what it says. Shop online, I really didn't.
TJ
But let's say I pulled one out on a snowy day and it said go for a bike ride. And then if I'm not taking Mike's class, right, then I might just have to put it back in, shake it up and she's again. That's all right. That's it. So this is important to have lots of ideas and ways to help me de-stress, but also this little jar sitting on my desk is a symbol, a reminder to me to take that time for myself. And Jennie Bloom is she just says that's so important in doing what we do, and she's right about that. So we thought it might be nice if you guys get to make your own treat jars today as souvenirs of our workshop. The jars are on the table. I have the paper slips right here. I have a variety of stickers if you would like to express yourself. I have some of this. I have stickers. So here, here you go, guys.
Put a frog in there.
Yeah, you can put a frog in there.
Oh, definitely.
Here you go,
This
guys.
really isn't the time to
Thank you.
do the thinking
There you
document.
go. Yeah, put a frog in there. I also have
Drink a beer.
a lot of
They didn't just say drink a beer. Oh, drink a beer. We could all do
Drink
this.
another beer.
Believe me, there are days when I just keep going until they keep chocolate, and I can do that for an hour, y'all know. So, and after Lent, I will do that for an hour.
Save us some chocolate.
Does anybody want stickers? Stickers.
No good cigar.
You want to use those?
And we made a seventh phase of advising, which is called dote. You're gonna dote on yourself. That's the seventh.
I like it.
Okay. It's on the back.
Yeah, taking care of people, taking care of others. Hey, it's dope.
Make sure you only
Oh,
put
the
legal
legal.
things in there. Well, this is your jar. So no one else is gonna see it. Make sure you only put legal.
And these, by the way, are Jennie. Look at her. She's in a hammock after she's hiked for 10 or 15 miles. Hers are so much better. She's reading. She's feeding her brain. She's spending time with friends. She's so good like that.
And Tori's doing all the online shopping.
That's right. I take care of all your online shopping.
Because I don't like the online shopping. Tori will do all this.
And if you want to
I'm gonna try that online shopping part.
Yeah, but then like, what would I ever use? Like, ever come up with a cardinal if you want, it's like, you don't put it with anything. You know, it's like, it's a product.
All right.
I'm saying, you don't, there's not much else use for it. So you wouldn't use it.
We're not gonna have much time to do this crap.
I would still be happy to make notes for anybody that needs one.
Tori is the queen. She is the pro. She
You can try
out.
it for you.
And like Jennie said, we feel so strongly about this, we created our own day.
All right, we do want to get you out of here on time, so we have about 3 minutes to wrap up real quick. So just so you know, on the back of this, of your start, stop, continue, there is the 7-phase note. And as important, at the bottom are resources, some links to resources for you. So basically, what we'd like you to do now at the end,
Yes.
is to take your start, stop, continue, and identify one that you would like to work on in the next year. Not only are you going to eat that frog every day for the next 30 days, right? We're going to have you identify a phase you want to work on, and you're going to put appropriately a frog sticker by it. And Jodie's coming around with some frog stickers.
They're hard to tear.
So you're going to get a little sticker. Just stick it there.
And everyone leaves if you would like one of these posters. Please feel free to take one.
So the main thing is to remember that these phases, again, are cyclical, they're fluid. You might do all of them when you're sitting with a student. You might do just one of them, several meetings with a student. It's not a hard and fast concrete thing. The hard and fast concrete thing that's going to come out of it is the student's going to have a vision that they're going to start working on. And you're just part of that process. You're not the only person in the process, you're part of the team as well. So I just want to say real quick before we get into any questions or answers, we do want to, in the spirit of Appreciative Advising, we want to do all things. One, I'd like to put a shout out to Steve, Jennie, and his husband, who sent us these posters at no cost. He said, no, don't reimburse the postage, because by the time you go through the whole process at your college, it's going to cost more to reimburse me for the postage than it would actually cost for the postage.
How many did they send?
Like 40 something, was $8. We're gonna get them started.
We're going to get some.
Yeah, we're gonna get them some. I'd also just like to say thank you to the dream team here, Dom, Jodie, Tori. It's a great to work with. To SEC for having the TOPS program, and to you all for coming.
Yes, thank you for coming.
And does anyone have a quick question, comment? So y'all can move on.
That's great. I was just trying to think if there's some way that we all continue to do this and get other people involved. Well, we're going to do a mini version on Advising Day. So hopefully we'll have some more folks that will kind of join us.
They won't get so much doing their thing. But we wanted to give you something concrete to take away, to work on.